He's desperate to talk about the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, all right, fine. Jordan, if you had to build a team to survive a zombie apocalypse, which Bible characters would you pick and why?
All right, first one, Jesus, just because he's just like that. And then obviously to be even more like it, we got Moses and Noah, because Noah, he's pretty good at building things in ark specifically.
Right.
And Moses, he's going to split the sea. So we're chilling.
But if you've got the ark, why would you want to split the sea and then the ark is
Yeah,
on
no, hear me out. There's
land?
two backup plans here, because if those zombies learn to swim, we're cooked. We ain't split those sea. They're going to run after us no matter what. They're not going to die. So Moses goes split to slow it down while Noah builds that ark. And then we're going to survive on the ark for 40 days. Send out
So
doves.
you think that during zombie apocalypse, Noah's got time
Oh, 100%.
to build another ark?
That's the point. Moses is just going to keep flooding.
He just clears them out.
Wait.
Once
Yeah.
they swim, he clears them out.
Yeah, dude.
Where are you in
we
this
do-
scenario? On an island?
Well, also,
Yeah.
do we realize that Moses was not the one that split the sea? That was God. So
Yeah,
Moses
but-
doesn't have
but
like
you know-
water bending abilities.
Dude, he is
Moses
Avatar.
isn't an avatar.
Well, you know what? I would assume God's going to be on our side, so he's going to give Moses the
I
same
would
power.
assume.
I mean,
That's
you've
safe
got
to
his son.
Yeah, but I feel like if we build, I'm thinking about it, Noah's Ark, you had to put like two like animals on there. So if we'd have to put zombies on there too, I feel like.
That's
Wait.
okay. I don't think that you have
Why are
to.
you putting zombies on the ship? I thought the point was
That's
to
what
escape.
I'm saying, because Noah's Ark, you have to put two of every animal.
You don't have
So
to.
if we
You don't have to do it exactly the same as the first time.
I don't know, I feel
in
like this is,
scenario.
I feel like this is pretty important. to know.
This is crazy because you wanted to talk this through, and as you've been talking it through, everything you've
Your
said is
answers
terrible.
are terrible.
What are you talking about? This is the
You
best
said,
plan I've come up
I'm
with.
going to bring Moses to split the sea, but Noah's going to build the ark, so we'll be on the sea. So you split the
And then
sea
we're
and ark
bringing
lands on the
zombies-
ground.
You gotta hear me out.
No
It's
water.
a whole thing, all right? First thing, zombie apocalypse starts, and it's not all across the world. We start in one area. So we're gonna go across the
Like
sea.
COVID?
Yeah. We're gonna go across the sea, and then he puts the water back. So we're good. We have water against
When
us.
when the sea
Then-
splits, how far do you think the water goes?
Pretty
you think
far.
it disappears?
Yeah. And then he's gonna flood it back. And then then Noah on the other side is gonna
Ooh.
build an ark. And then we're gonna go onto the sea once they learn to swim. So we have plenty of time, because they're not gonna learn to swim for a while.
Why would you want to be on the sea once they learn to swim? That means they can swim to the boat and climb
Yeah,
up the boat.
well,
and
you
get
know
on
what?
the
That's
boat.
why we're gonna put Paul in there, because he can murder things pretty well. So we're gonna put Paul.
Whoa.
So that's your team. We've got Jesus, Noah,
You also haven't had
Moses, and Paul.
You haven't even had Jesus be a key player in this story, man. He hasn't done anything yet.
No,
You didn't
He just
ask
gonna
him
walk-
to do anything.
If he's murdering, isn't that Saul?
I guess.
Yeah, wrong,
But-
Paul.
but
What's
I'm
Jesus doing?
assuming
Taking
he
a nap?
changes-
You didn't.
Yeah, Jesus
ask
taking
for
a
his
nap
help.
during the storm.
The
Yeah.
storm of the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
You could wake him up and ask for some help.
yeah,
No, because
like,
last time he said, "You have little faith." I don't think. I have a lot of faith, so I'll keep him
Right.
sleeping.
But
He's
last
just there
time
to have fun.
You weren't being attacked by zombies.
This happened before.
okay.
Alrighty.
I mean,
My plan
zombie
is smart.
apocalypse team. Like you asked for our insight. Let me just start by saying, not Noah. I'm not bringing that guy out.
Okay.
I was almost convinced when you were talking about that he's a good builder, but you're only using him to build another ark.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I'm gonna put like Goliath on my team. We're gonna make him join
yeah. Well,
my
he
side
gets
because
cooked
he's
by a little
giant.
skinny dude.
Okay, it was one shot. I don't think the zombies have slingshots.
That's
Mhm.
fair.
Yeah, in this world, I'm assuming no slingshot.
No slingshot. Okay, that's fair.
I'm bringing I can't remember his name. He's one of the judges. The dude that stabbed someone so hard that the knife went through his stomach. Cause he's gonna kill some zombies.
Yeah.
I might bring this demon possessed pigs, sick them on the zombies. Send them out, man.
Now that's a force of nature.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, as long as they're not against me, man, stick them on the zombies.
We're thinking
We're
outside of
good.
the box here.
Yup.
Mhm.
I mean, if that's the case, like if we can bring that, I'm bringing Leviathan. Like what are the zombies gonna do now?
Oh, we said you can bring anybody in the Bible, man. I'm bringing whatever I want.
Then I'm bringing the 7-headed dragon.
Mm.
Okay,
So-
sounds good.
I didn't even think that far into it. I was stuck in the book of like Genesis for most
Yeah,
of
it sounds like you didn't get
You
very
just
far out of the
Cracked open the first book and thought, who can I bring from here?
Not even the most powerful players in the
No.
whole thing, and you just stuck
Jordan
with
brought
them.
the first three he could think of. Jesus, Noah, Moses. Boom, dream team.
You're bringing pigs.
Yeah, and I'm sticking them on the zombies. And guess what? I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think my team is great.
It's just the pigs.
Yeah,
That's all you need.
that's far. I just need the pigs. Well, I'm joining forces with Julia's team. So we got the pigs,
Oh,
Goliath,
so-
and the
And
seven-headed
then the seven-headed
dragon.
dragon.
Boom.
Boom.
We're good.
We're
Mhm.
really good.
You cooked. Good luck,
We'll
dude.
see about that when this happens.
Yeah,
We'll see
good
what
luck.
happens.
We will
Yeah.
see. I'll see your ark on the dry land because you got rid of all the water.
That's exactly what the hater said to Noah when he was building.
Yeah, buddy, you're just playing into this.
Uh,
Okay.
You know what? I'll wake up Jesus so he can flood the earth, but not fully.
God promised to never fill
Yeah.
the earth
Yeah,
again.
Just
so
an
not
island. There's
fully.
gonna be an island left
Just one.
with your pigs.
That's where the pigs go.
oh man.
That's
Okay,
funny.
well, welcome back to the Impact Students podcast.
We're your hosts, Abby,
And Julia.
and today we're joined with one of our student leaders, Jordan Nelevenko.
Jordan, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Jordan, and I'm a senior that goes to Riverbend, and I'm a student leader on the funniest one. I would say the funniest one for sure.
Oh my
On the
God.
team, and that's like probably the best quality that they need for the team. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anything else about you? Where do you work?
I work at the Jesus Chicken place, Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm. Serving up holy chicken.
Yeah, holy
good.
chicken only.
Well, what is like highlight of a day in Jordan's life? Like when you have free time, this is what you're doing.
If I have free time, specifically during summer, I'm going to King's Dominion just because I love it.
Oh, amusement parks.
Yeah,
Yeah, the new coaster's open. I'm excited.
yeah, 29th.
Okay.
Sorry. Anyways, and then but like a typical day, I don't know, just hanging around friends. I enjoy the company,
Mhm.
so it's fun.
You are a people person.
Yeah,
that's
very
for sure.
much.
And you've got a pretty big family, I would say, too. Lots of extended family and siblings and cousins and
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys do like your family reunion over the summer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
not so much of those though. Those people.
oh,
I prefer like you know you don't want to hang around your siblings all the time. That's a little no thank you type of deal.
I love your siblings. I would hang out with them all the time.
All
Personally.
right, well you're not me.
Well, speaking of your family,
Oh yeah.
what was family life like for you growing up? Like when you were a kid, your childhood? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it was kind of interesting. I mean, we moved in. The furthest I remember is the first day that we moved in with my grandparents, and I mean that was a lot of fun just because my grandfather was like the one who like got me into Christianity. Like saw him
Right.
reading about his Bible, and so I started asking him questions. And I would say, I don't know, it's kind of like we went to here, St. Louis Fields, so obviously you're a Christian family. And I mean, literally the only other place that I was at was like school. So I went here in the mornings to go to school. I think it's like I went to the daycare here
Mm-hmm.
and church here and school.
Yeah, you still know some of the Learning Center teachers.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how they're still here. I would have left.
So, would you say that your grandpa has been like your biggest faith influence throughout your life?
Oh, 100%. Whenever we go to when we moved out with my current stepdad, we stopped going to, like, I guess since we weren't around my grandfather at the time, I took like the talks that I had with him a lot more like serious. So whenever we would go to his house, I got asked to drive home with him, and we would just talk about any question that I had about faith. So he's definitely like one of the biggest influences that I've had in my life of Jesus.
Yeah.
What did you feel like you learned from him and from his example?
I I learned that how important it is to have somebody as a mentor. Like it's fine to have people beside you, but they're also going through the same struggles that you are. I feel like it's always important that you have someone else that's above you that's been through things that you've gone through and that's just wiser than you through their experiences and can teach you all the things that you need to know.
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, you had your grandpa for a lot of your life. We know your grandpa too, and he's still actively involved in the faith and in church. And what was like a moment though where you feel like your faith became yours, not just what you were learning from your grandpa, but you started adapting it for yourself?
Well, after COVID, I feel like the biggest one again, like community. We started going. My grandfather asked me to come back to the church, so I started going back, and I just met everybody. That's around the time that you started
Mm-hmm.
working here too. So everybody, just the community, just seeing everybody like Isaiah, Trevor, and everybody else that went there at the time. Honestly, I don't remember everybody that went at the time, but just seeing how they were doing and realizing that, hey, I could take this for myself and decide to get baptized. I feel like that was probably the biggest moment is my baptism when I felt this was mine.
Yeah. What really like led to that decision?
Um, just I feel like during MegaFest, just at the altar, just speaking to God, and it was like, this is my decision that, like, God, what do you want me to do for my next steps? And I believe it was like 2 or 3 years ago, like the first time I went to MegaFest. It was the first event I ever went to for like a church thing, and that's where I was like, yeah, this is where I want to go. This is where God wants to take me.
Yeah, so at MegaFest at our fall retreat for students is where you really feel like that's where you connected with God and where it became real.
Yeah, being around everybody like around your age and just seeing all the different experiences they've had and hearing everything and making friends with those people just was like an eye opener that you're not alone in that journey. So
Mm.
Yeah, 100%. So, like, since COVID, you've been back at church and coming, and here all the time. You're very actively involved in our church, which is awesome. Has there been any moments or times since you've come back and been more active where you started to feel maybe distant from God or distant from the faith? And, like, what brought you back?
um that's an interesting question. I feel like um right before the like in freshman years, like when I started coming back to church, and I was just like I started out pretty distant. So, but like towards the end, like right after I got baptized, that was probably my strongest suit. But then soon after, like the following winter retreat, like before, just realizing I don't remember what the message was on. I just remember how much it impacted me. Realizing that I was doing the wrong things. Like I knew what I wanted. I just felt that I wasn't pursuing um what God wanted for me. And so after, I guess winter she's probably the biggest thing that brought me back because right after that I started reading all of Matthew and read through that book. So that was definitely just again like putting myself back into the experience with everybody. Just seeing that you're again like I'm not the only one that was struggling,
Right.
and I met a lot of people uh at winter retreat that were super helpful and like in my struggles.
Yeah, I still remember when you first started coming back, I guess, to youth group and stuff like that, and that you were so quiet and introverted and wouldn't really talk to anybody, and then just watching you come out of your shell and start to engage with people. How have you really like connected? Do you feel like you've connected more with the youth group?
100%. I feel like my biggest struggle that I'm still working on is new experiences. Is that I always just the fear of the unknown. Do not like to put myself in new situations at all. And so that was like again, it was a new experience, and I decided to go, and it ended up being a really good decision. Is like I feel like I'm definitely in a community and feel like I'm even inviting, not just part of it, but able to invite other people into the community here and just have one big family that everybody can be close to and trust.
Yeah, I feel like what I'm consistently hearing you say. I mean, you had like your family, and now you have your church family as well, and just all the things that you've done at fall retreat and winter retreat, is that community has really been a huge part of your faith and how it has shaped you. What would you say is like the biggest thing that community has done for your faith?
Um, I would say like the more obvious thing is just help it grow. It's just because it's grown so much just from, again, like Isaiah, Trevor, all the people that I'm super close to, just keeping me accountable for the things that I've done wrong. And like at those camps, we stay up late, just talking about like just life, because
Yeah.
I mean I see them all the time, but we really don't get into deep conversations like about that stuff. But we talk for hours about everything that we've gone through and just encourage each other. And it's great. That's like one of the biggest things that help is just encouragement, to help me grow and realize that I am enough. So
Mhm. That's good. That's really good. I feel like community is so huge and we need it so much, even more than we know. And I've seen community affect and shape your life so beautifully here. And the friends that you have, and the two that you have been mentioning are also student leaders. And I love how close you guys are and how much you encourage each other and are connected with each other. And I know how heavily that's had an impact on you, but how would you say also that God has shaped your life today, and how has He helped you become the person that you are today?
God just helped me realize like that I'm enough. Because I always had a problem with just viewing how people think of me in a certain way, and that always what scares me of going into a new situation. But just God showing that it does not matter about any of that. It's just that we all should stick to. I really think it's just best to stick to His plan and what He has in store for you. Realize that nothing else matters.
Yeah, that's really good. Have you had like a moment with Him or with others that's really has stood out to you as an encouragement in that area for you?
Um, just like a specific moment, like
Yeah, if you
in
can think
time.
of one, or any, maybe even just an event or a place where you've really felt like,
Or even something that you've read, because you said like you've read through
Mhm.
Matthew. I know you've read through James
Yeah.
and parts of Genesis as well.
Well, I feel like an experience just recently is the winter retreat, where like I would never go on the stage for any reason
Oh
Mhm.
if I
yeah.
wanted to, but that's like God was like, this is an opportunity for you to get out of your shell. I mean, it was a great time, and I had fun with everything and being able to be up there, introduce Johnny on the stage, all that stuff.
And more
Share.
than just intro people, like you got to serve on a student panel
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you were interviewed and asked questions, kind of like
You did
this.
really great. too.
And yeah, you had such great answers.
Mhm.
How like did that experience even shape you and encourage you?
Yeah, 100%. I had while doing that, the student panel again, like I was nervous, but like I think I forget who's in my room. Tevin, Trevor, and Mark. Right after breakfast, I was like, "All right, guys, I stayed up late. We all gotta talk about."
We need to
We
work on
gotta
this
talk.
together.
and so like just hearing, just like kind of hearing everybody else's thoughts on things, just like kind of helps me bring out my answers. Just like reviewing it. So I don't know. The experience was just like super fulfilling to be able to encourage other people that were, like just impact one person's life.
Yeah.
Just talking. It's just a beautiful experience.
And I hope that encouraged you too, that people see you. Like
Mhm.
you are so seen and valued, and you are a leader really in this community, and it's spreading across the district and across more areas. You have a quality about you that people listen and people want to hear from you, and that's really, really good, Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah, and even beyond just that student panel, I mean, you're also on the student leadership team, you serve in kids ministry, and you've helped at kids camp, and you've served in a lot of different areas. I feel like you come to every event that you possibly can and help
Yeah.
at it. So, what would you say, like, how is serving a part of your faith, and why do you think it's so important?
Well, like I said, it's really important to have somebody that's mentoring you, and so being given that opportunity, like with kids camp and serving in kids ministry, I feel like it's just like enlightening. It's just like a, it's almost like the next step that you're like, hey, well, I was here once learning, but now I can be the teacher while still learning and just spread the word that way. Because I really do like working with kids. It's a lot of fun, and most of them are crazy, and that's kind of how I am. So I enjoy working with the children. I feel like that's definitely the most impact. Was going to kids camp the first time. Just had a blast there, and even having fun, still being able to teach about God.
Right.
Yeah. What's like a highlight favorite kids camp moment? I know that's so hard. There's so many, but if you had to pick like
Kids camp
one
is the
to
joy of my
share,
life. There are so many good
I
memories.
there's a lot of fun ones. I think my favorite one is just the last one. It was probably funniest is like we got rained in during the thing.
I was hoping you were going to talk about this.
And
and we were rained in
some
service.
of there's like the kid with the poncho on, and just like I know
This
that's
kid.
a lot of fun. And then also just like Carrie had all of them do like the prayer requests, and some of them were just absolutely
precious.
insane.
A lot of people prayed about the rain.
Yeah,
A lot asked about the rain.
They were very scared
For
about
context
the
of the poncho, I feel like now we just have to give a little context to this story. This kid, while we were rained in service, pulled a poncho out.
Not just mid message.
Mid message pulls the poncho out. And first of all, the best part I think was that his leader tried to get him not to put it on like 3 times. He's putting it on. His leader was like, no. And he keeps, and Isaiah heard this. None of us heard this, but I guess at one point he looks around, he goes, good thing I came prepared. And he put it back on. And for the I was crying, laughing, really trying to lock in and be engaged, but I couldn't. He was right in front of me, man. He kept, for the rest of service, adjusting the hood to the poncho. And then at the end, when they did the prayer requests and going up, he went and stood right next to the pastor in the poncho. And it
was a great reminder of the situation.
It was one of the greatest moments of my life.
My favorite part was just that it was raining hard, but like we did not go outside.
We didn't go outside till the rain stopped. So he was sitting in this poncho for like an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the best.
But there were some really cute prayer requests.
Yeah.
Besides just the rain ones that kids went up and shared. Do you feel like having even just those moments, like watching kids pray, like obviously there's funny stuff going on, but like watching kids pray or even being able to pray over or with kids, like how has that, have you had moments like that?
Yeah, one of my favorite things to witness is kids going to the altar. I feel like that's such a beautiful thing, as to having the courage to do that, because a lot of times it's not like, I know personally I could never do that. As a kid, I would never have gone there.
Right.
But seeing everybody else, like all the kids do it, is just super heartwarming.
Yeah. Seeing them take that step of faith, it really is really beautiful to witness. And we love how you serve and how you're so actively a part of this church. It's been really, really awesome to watch, and all of your growth over the years. What's one way that you hope to keep growing in your faith and in community?
Again, I hope that the 2 biggest things I struggle with is patience. I struggle with patience a lot, and again, just like new situations, just getting over that fear, because it's I feel like it stops me from being able to grow how I want to, and just having new experiences is such a blessing. Like all the things that I could miss just because I'm too scared to put myself in a new light.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you, going through all this and focusing on your growth, what keeps you motivated to stay engaged with church? And because you even talked about like, okay, like we got baptized, things were going great, it kind of petered off a little bit, then went to retreat, things were going great. So what helps you to stay motivated to like keep coming to church, to keep serving, to keep engaging with the community, to keep reading God's word?
Again, I really feel it's just the people. I just like, and especially like I said, those moments where you're with your friends as like, and not just as friends, but like for accountability. Like you just realize that it just helps so much to being able to talk about all your struggles with people you're close to. I feel like, again, like those deep conversations I have at the camps are just one of the most helpful things I've ever done to keep my faith strong.
That's awesome. Well, I really look forward to continuously seeing your growth and where you go next. And I know how that God has awesome things for you, Jordan. And thank you for all that you do here and all the ways that you serve and how involved you are. I know it's been a blessing to us as well as the kids you serve and the people, your adult leaders that get to watch you. There's nothing better than watching you guys grow and learn. And is there anything else, maybe some advice you'd want to tell somebody or any last closing thoughts that you have?
I feel like kind of said it mostly here is just make sure you have an accountability partner and stay in community.
Yeah.
It'll keep you with your faith.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, not to get too into it or whatever, but I feel like there's this kind of growing attitude today or mindset or belief, I guess, especially with a younger generation. And this includes like my generation as well, of this idea that, well, I can have a relationship with God and I can read the Bible and I can worship on my own.
Right.
And I don't have to be in a community. I don't have to go to church or do all of this stuff. Like, it's just between me and God. I don't need anybody else. So what would, like, I feel like I keep hearing you talk about your community. What would you say if someone said that to you? Like, oh, I don't need a church. I don't need a community.
Well, I've had too many situations, even members of my own family, come to me about their struggles with the fact that their family or their parents won't let them go to church or have that spot, and how hard it is to not have any incoming of being taught anything. Because like there's one thing to read the Bible, but there's other views that people can see and people that can help you understand. Because if it's just you in the Bible and God, sometimes it can be hard to understand like what God's trying to tell you. So it's just so important to do that. And if you don't have anyone else to help you through, it's hard, and you're gonna fall into sin. You won't even realize it, and that's why you need people there to tell you, hey, this is the wrong path you're going on, and you need to steer back.
Right. And in reality, we're made for community. God
Yeah.
built us for relationship with Him and with others. He says the greatest of these is to love God and love others. And how are we supposed to love others if we're not actively involved with them and in community and in their lives? So I love how much you care about people and about being involved with people and in their lives. And I think there's a lot that people could learn from you to holding that as such an important aspect of your life, to keep in community, keep in accountability, hold each other accountable, and keep each other on the right path, because that's most important. So thank you for all that you've shared with us today.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
There's a
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning in and listening or watching another episode of the Impact Students podcast and hearing from another one of our leaders about their very impactful story. I hope that you have some great takeaways from this, maybe some ideas about how you can start engaging with or building your own community and connecting with church, whatever that looks like. And we hope to see you again on another episode.
Bye.